So today's video is going to be about XXXTentacion because I want to correct a lot of my old videos. So for example, in this one, I'll be correcting my X video because the first video I ever made about this stuff was about X, right? And I made that video 2 years ago. So obviously my perspective has changed. So I want to revisit X's character and I want to go deeper with it because I don't think he's Nasty C or Lil Jojo anymore. You know, shout out to Sade because she helped me a lot with this video. You know, we do a lot of research together and we came to the final conclusion that Jaden Smith is X. So this is a video that I've been waiting a long time to make because I wanted to make sure I had as much proof as possible and I wanted to make sure that it was right. So as you guys can see right here, Jaden Smith and X look so much alike, man. I'll show you guys a lot of comparisons, but I feel like this one is one of the best ones. You know, you can really see the resemblance a lot right here. Alright, so here we got a picture of X and Jaden Smith. So this picture of Jaden looks a lot like X, man. It's crazy. You know, they got those same eyes. If you really look at this, get a good look at Jaden's eyes because he has the same exact eyes as X. And they have the same face structure, as you guys can see right here. And then here we got a picture of Jaden, and he looks so much like X right here. And here's another good comparison. So they have the same face structure, the same chin. They got the same jawline. And their noses are very similar. And I noticed that Jaden and X have a lot of similar pictures. So X has this weird picture opening his mouth like this. And I found this Jaden picture where he's doing basically the same thing. So these characters have a lot in common. You know, right here, they have the same exact face. Like, really look at this. You know, pause the video if you want. But really look at this right here. They have the same exact nose. They got the same mouth. The same chin. The same jawline. This one is going to be hard for a lot of X fans to accept because so many people really believe that he died and they're really attached to him. But if you really look at Jaden Smith, you'll see the resemblance. So the first major connection is Jaden Smith's brand, which is Misfits. And shout out to Sade because she told me about this. So as you guys can see right here, his brand is called Misfits. And the big connection here is that X likes to wear Misfit shirts. You know, so that's not just a coincidence because even Jaden Smith is wearing a shirt of his brand Misfits, and this girl that he's with is wearing a Misfits shirt that is very similar to X's. You know, it's pretty much the same exact shirt. So do you guys think that's a coincidence? You know, there's a lot of connections between them, and this is a big one right here. And another big connection is they both shaved off their eyebrows. So I don't think Jaden shaved his all the way, or I think he dyed some of it. But I just think it's crazy that they both did something to their eyebrows. And it's so weird because there's not that many celebrities that do this. That's why I don't think it's a coincidence that they both did the same thing to their eyebrows. And right here you can really see that they have the same exact face structure. And the same jawline and the same chin. And their noses are very, very similar. And right here they look so much alike. And one thing to keep in mind is that X's character was more of like a reckless and problematic character. And Jaden came from a famous family. So that's why Jaden looks more like a kid. And they try to make X look older because he came from the hood. And supposedly his family was poor coming up and stuff like that. But it's a weird illusion because they're the same age. So they just try to make X's character look older with these face tattoos, and he had a whole attitude when he was first coming out. You know, he was fighting people and all type of stuff. So they try to paint that whole narrative that X was violent and he abused women and stuff like that. But all of that is fake. So X is basically just Jaden Smith's alter ego. And as you guys can see right here, they have the same exact side profile. And right here you can really see the resemblance. You know, I can't believe I never caught on to this one. Because Jaden Smith is a big character. And X was a big death faker, you know. He wasn't that big until he died. And that was the whole agenda with him. The whole point of his character was to fake his death and make everybody sad. You know, there was a huge agenda with him, but I'll break that down later. So, and it's crazy how face tattoos can really make you look different. You know, that's why X has so many of them to try to throw us off. And Jaden Smith doesn't have any face tattoos. So his face looks cleaner and X looks like more dirtier. But at the end of the day, you can still see the resemblance a lot, especially right here. I feel like the only difference is that Jaden has like these ears that stick out of his head. They're kind of similar to Will Smith's ears. And I feel like that's the only difference between them. Alright, so now let's get a look at Jaden Smith with short hair, because he looks so much like X when he had short hair. And also they have the same exact body type. So both of them are 5'6", and they have the same body. You know, they got those same round shoulders, and their bodies look pretty much the same. So this is X's body right here. And Jaden has the same exact body. He's just a little bit skinnier. But other than that, they got pretty much the same body type. Alright, so now I'm going to break down all the connections between them. So the first connection is simple. You know, both of their names start with J and A. So once again, this could just be a coincidence that they both start with J and A. But I personally don't believe in coincidences like this, especially when there's so many, because they both have a song with the same sample. So they both have a song with the same exact beat. And Jaden Smith's is called Better Things, and X's song is called I Don't Let Go. And I found it weird that both of these titles kind of go together. And then I found it interesting that Jaden listened to X's song I Don't Let Go, and there's a video of him listening to it. So this is just mockery and truth in plain sight right here. Unfortunately, I can't play these songs because they're going to copyright me and they're not going to let me post this video. So if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, go listen to these two songs and you're going to hear the same beat right away. And this is another big connection that I didn't even know about until I did research for this video. So Ski Mask, the Slum God, which is X's best friend, he literally has a song called Jaden Smith. Like, do you guys think that's just a coincidence? You know, why does X's best friend have a song called Jaden Smith? It's like they always have to tell us the truth. You know, and it's crazy because this song is not that popular. And now I understand why, because they're basically giving us a hint that Jaden Smith is X. So I just find it crazy that he literally has a song called Jaden Smith. Alright, so another big connection is that X and Jaden both have a song called Riot. So these are a lot of coincidences, man. Like, for the people that aren't going to want to believe this one, how do you explain all of these coincidences? You know, both of their names start with a J and an A. They both have a song on the same exact beat. And Jaden has a video listening to X's version of that song. And then Ski Mask literally has a song called Jaden Smith. And to top it off, they both have a song called Riot. You know, this is too much to just be a coincidence. And here's another one. So X dyed his hair green when he was younger. And Jaden Smith also had green hair. And I found these pictures of Jaden, and he wrote Sire on his hand right here. And I don't think that's a real tattoo, but it reminded me a lot of X's hand tattoo because he has one that says kill me. And then he has another one that says dead right here, and a sad face, and an X. So he has a lot of symbolic tattoos on his hand. And the fact that this literally says kill me and dead. But yeah, I just found it interesting that Jaden wrote this on his hand. And X had a tattoo in that same exact spot that said kill me. And the next connection is that X is wearing this Golf hoodie. And Golf is basically Odd Future's merch. And Odd Future is a rap group that Tyler the Creator was in. So here we got Tyler the Creator with X. And in case you guys don't know, Jaden Smith really loves Tyler the Creator for some reason. Make sure you guys go watch my video about Tyler the Creator because I showed a clip of Jaden Smith saying that Tyler the Creator is his boyfriend. And that was really weird to me, you know. He was really passionate about Tyler the Creator being his boyfriend for some reason. But if you guys want to know more about that situation, go watch my Tyler video. I'll put a link to that in the description below. But anyways, the connection here is that Jaden and Tyler are very close. And X was friends with Tyler too, apparently. And he even wore his merch. So the next connection here is that both of them were on the same soundtrack. So there's an animated Spider-Man movie, and Jaden Smith and X are both in the soundtrack. So Jaden Smith is the third song on this soundtrack, and then X is the 11th song right here, and it's called Scared of the Dark. So that's an interesting connection. They were both on the same soundtrack. And I found it interesting that there's even a Reddit from 5 years ago of somebody saying XXXTentacion is actually Jaden Smith. And there's a lot of people in this Reddit that agree with that. And I found a lot of tweets, but I'm just going to show you guys the ones that stood out to me. So this one is literally from a verified person on Twitter. And he said, Jaden Smith reminds me a lot of XXXTentacion. And then this person said, I'm still convinced that X was Jaden Smith's bad boy alter ego. And then this person said a similar thing. Jaden Smith is actually bipolar and XXXTentacion is one of his alter egos. And they said to compare the voices from X's song Look At Me and Jaden Smith's song Fire. And they said that their voices are exactly the same. And that is true. I did listen to some Jaden Smith songs before making this video, and I was shocked at how much he sounded like X. So go do your research for yourself, and you're going to be shocked at how much he sounds like X in his music. And then this person said, low-key, I actually hear X in Jaden. And then this person said, can we talk about the fact that X and Jaden Smith have the same voice tune? And Jaden posted this picture on Twitter, and somebody said he could play X in a movie. And this one's funny. He said, Jaden Smith is PG-13 X. And he got 300 likes. And that's true because X was more mature for his age. And Jaden Smith is like a young kid actor and stuff like that. So they did a lot of duality with these characters. And this person said, I remember someone said that Jaden is just X with good parents. And this person said, Jaden Smith is just X from a happy home. And this is a tweet from Jaden himself. And he said, I never spoke out about how much X influenced me, about how much he inspired me. He was one of my favorite artists, RIP X. So of course he's shouting out his other character, just like how Wiz Khalifa did and a bunch of other celebrities. A lot of them tweet about their other character, or they do little symbolism to hint at it. But anyways, here's a picture of Jaden, and it reminded me a lot of this picture of X. They have those same round shoulders, as you guys can see. And now let's talk about X's music video, Sade, because he literally has a music video where he is looking at himself in a coffin, and this was recorded before he died, supposedly. So this is so much predictive programming. I have to say, out of every other celebrity that I've exposed, X has to have the most predictive programming about his death. He was always talking about it, and he has so much symbolism about it. And this music video is just the most mockery that I've ever seen for this. It's crazy because he's at his own funeral and he's looking at himself in the coffin. So this was just mockery, man. Like, it's so obvious that he faked his death. And here's some more predictive programming. So it says X wanted to die young, like rapper idols Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. So both of them faked their deaths as well. Make sure you guys go watch my video about that. And another interesting connection with this is the fact that X did not like Tupac. So he had an interview dissing Tupac, and he said that he's better than Tupac. And I find that very ironic because Tupac is Quavo. Make sure you guys go watch my video about that. And the big connection there is that Quavo is in the Migos, and X and the Migos had beef at one point, and I believe he got in a fight with them too. So that's a big connection right there. And here's another article that I found that was interesting. So YB and Amir originally thought X's death was a hoax. So the fact that they're even putting this out there, goes to show that it was a hoax. And they're just putting the truth in plain sight. But sadly, a lot of people are not going to believe it, because they did a lot of damage control. Just like Nipsey's death, there's a video of X getting in the car and getting shot. But all of that is fake. They always act out these events. It's not that hard to fake a crime scene like that. But anyways, I want to talk about his song Sad because he dropped this song a couple months before he died. And this song is literally called Sad. So when he died, this song was his biggest song and it was played all over the radio. And think about the programming with this. People hear that X died, so they're sad. And then they listen to his music, and the first thing they see is a song called Sad. So obviously, this is going to drain all of their energy. That was X's main agenda, was to make everybody sad and drain their energy. So you guys have to keep in mind, these are energy vampires, and they feed off our energy. So every person that cried or was sad about X's death, you gave him so much of your energy, and that's what they want. So that's why I like to make these videos, to let you guys know that this shit is not real. They're faking their deaths, and they're making you sad to take your energy. So here's another good side-to-side comparison. They got the same exact nose, if you guys look at it right here, and the same jawline, and a very similar body. And here's another good comparison of them. They got those same exact eyes. And I feel like if X did not have face tattoos, it would be way easier to see. But face tattoos throw off a lot of people. But anyways, as you guys can see right here, they look so much alike, man. It's crazy. Alright, so now let's get into the third character in this situation. So this is his youngest character right now, and his name is TheHxliday. And this clearly looks like X and Jaden Smith at the same exact time. But in this picture, he looks so much more like X. And right here too. They all have that same jawline and nose. And a big connection here is that he's wearing this revenge hoodie. And X was known for wearing a lot of revenge stuff. He promoted that brand a lot, which I don't like, because revenge is not a good thing. It's actually evil to always want revenge. But anyways, they're both wearing this black and red revenge hoodie. And he's clearly doing symbolism right here. And this guy loves to do the same symbolism. X always did this symbolism. He's even doing one-eye symbolism too. And then here's TheHxliday. And they're doing the same exact symbolism. And they both have a very similar face, as you guys can see right here. And if you guys know X's handwriting, this is literally his handwriting. Go look up X's handwriting and you're going to see that it looks exactly like this. So I think that's mockery, the fact that his handwriting is the same as X's. And some more mockery is the fact that he has a song called Save Me, and X also has a song called Save Me. And also keep in mind that his name is TheHxliday, but the O is actually a X. It's so obvious that he's another X character. The fact that he even has X in his name like this. And then I found an interesting article that says TheHxliday X Trippie Redd collaboration coming soon. And at the bottom they put Trippie Redd, and for some reason they accidentally put X, because this article is not about X, it's about TheHxliday and Trippie. But Google thought they were talking about X. So I thought that was ironic. They literally confused X with TheHxliday in this article. And this collab is also another connection, because Trippie and X have a couple songs together and they were very close. So the fact that they're hinting that TheHxliday is going to make a song with Trippie, Trippie is just making a song with X's other character. And I think the biggest connection here is the fact that TheHxliday literally has a picture with Ski Mask the Slum God, which is X's best friend. So I think it's crazy how obvious they made this. And then he has a song called A New Life. And that seems very symbolic, that he's living a new life. But I think the biggest connection here is the fact that he has X in his name. And also, his name is TheHxliday, right? And X loved holidays. He has an EP called A Ghetto Christmas Carol, and he's wearing a Santa Claus hat. And the whole theme of this album is the Christmas holiday. So X loves holidays, and he even has a lot of songs about holidays. So he has a song with Christmas in the title, and then he also has a song called Halloween. And then here we got TheHxliday. He looks so much like him. He's just their youngest character. And some more mockery. He did a X tribute at a concert. And this picture was very interesting to me because X has a lot of pictures where he's only showing his eyes. And here's one of them, and get a good look at his eyes because he has the same exact eyes as him. All of them have these like black soulless eyes. And X was known for that, you know, he even has a song called The Boy with the Black Eyes, which is actually very demonic because only demons have like all black eyes. Alright, so the last thing I want to mention is that Pharrell Williams might be the base character of all of these. Because if you guys notice, every time I expose a young character, you know, they're always based off of an older character. So me and Sade did research, and I think Pharrell is the base of these characters. You know, he looks a lot like him right here. So we're not 100% sure about this yet, but we are looking into it. And there's a lot of similarities here, so I'm pretty sure he is. You know, especially right here. And I do have a video about how Pharrell is Etika on my Patreon because they removed it from my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys go check that out. The link to my Patreon is in the description below. And it all makes sense because Etika looks like X too. If you look at this picture, he looks a lot like Etika right here. And a big connection with this is X faked his death on June 18, 2018. And Etika faked his death on June 19, 2019. So those dates are very similar. And the big connection with X and Pharrell is that Pharrell has a song called Happy and X has a song called Sad. So this is kind of duality in a sense because you need sadness to be happy and you need happiness to be sad. So I just think this is interesting that one character has a sad song and the other character is known for his happy song. So that's a very interesting connection right there. So there is a lot of connections with this, but I just wanted the main focus of this video to be about Jaden, X, and TheHxliday. But Sade is going to do more research, and she's going to make a video about how Pharrell is the base character. So stay tuned for that. And I'll probably make a video about that too later on. You know, I also posted this on my community tab because Pharrell is another immortal character. So that explains why he has so many young, impactful characters. You know, and he's another one that doesn't age. You know, not only is there a super old picture that looks exactly like him, and it's even wearing a similar hat as him, but if you look at this picture of him in the 90s, he looks exactly the same in 2018. You know, that's 28 years later, and he looks the same. So he's another immortal character. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And like I said, if you guys want to watch my Pharrell video, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out.